when we say communication is important, it truly is, because that's how our body functions. Our body is a communicating network of cells that are really living lives, living like they're working nonstop. And it's just blowing my mind, because our cells communicate in a way that we in the 3D aren't even communicating. And if we took time to mirror our bodies and learn how our bodies communicate, how our cells communicate with other groups of cells, like, we can learn a lot from our nervous system, or understanding the nervous system. Glial cells are supporters. They play various roles. They're the ones that's showing up. They're not complaining. They're there. They're making themselves available sometimes, to their detriment. Gotta have balance. But no, like, the glial cells really are putting others first. They're checking in. They're providing support. They're supplying nutrients. And then we have the neurons. The neurons are also communicating. And one in particular, the way they're broken into 3 different groups of neurons. But they carry messages to different parts of the body. You have your sensory neurons. They're focused on tissues and sensory organs. And your motor neurons, what they're focused on, all right, look, what's the play? Let me know the plan. We're going to make it happen. We're going to travel. We're going to get this information. We're traveling towards the central nervous system. They're like the soldiers. They're ready to, they're all about action, the motor neurons. But those interneurons, what really stands out to me about the interneurons is, like, you have your interneurons who carry message. They communicate between each other. They're all neuron focused. They're neuron focused. They ain't talking about nothing but what the neuron's doing. And then the glial cells, our supporters, those pouring into others, the ones you're going to call on because they're really going to be there. They truly care about you. They're supporting the interneurons. They join together in a ganglion. The glial cells ain't got nothing to do with what the neurons got going on, but they're there to support. No matter what, they're there to support. They're focused on all things. They go to a specific secluded location, a ganglion in the peripheral nervous system, a specific and secluded location to come together, their ganglion, in a plexus, a different group of interconnected ganglia, in order to communicate about neuron-related processes. This ain't got nothing to do with the glial cells, but they there. They supporting. They trying to get the job done. They want to make sure that the action plan that those motor neurons are trying to implement and carry out. Well, we got to know what's going on with y'all, and then we gonna support y'all in whatever ways we can to make sure that we're successful for this human. The neurons are links and connectors. They're like, they have branches. And I see the branches as links and connectors called axons and dendrites. The dendrites are, they're like the ends of, like, the roots. And then the axons are like little terminals on the end. They're attached. It's all about communication. Communication. Sensing, processing, and motoring. That's funny. I was just talking about communication. This is types of communication. All the cells of our nervous system work together to pick up sensory input, process it, and generate a motor response. Each motor response creates new experiences to sense, which leads to more processing and more responses. We are computers. Well, computers are modeled after us. It's just our bodies are so intricate. Just the nervous system alone. The cycle is called a sensory motor loop. It happens constantly and continually in order to make the precise adjustment needed for us to survive, adapt, learn, and grow throughout our lives. Keep in mind the importance on the nervous system's need and function, that is communication. Effective, precise, clear, quick, immediate communication. And in the 3D and other spiritual realms, they are trying to disrupt our communication, our nervous system's communication with itself internally. So they disrupt the communication externally, because those are mirrors of each other. Your internal is a reflection of your external, and so forth. A lot of us don't know how to communicate in the 3D, which is why you can't experience anything outside of it. That miscommunication manifests as dis-ease. It manifests as disorders. It manifests as imbalance. It manifests as you not being in tune with yourself and knowing your power. It manifests as you disrespecting your vessel, mentally, spiritually, physically. We experience the world in the way that we do, in part by our nervous system. Like, a lot of people's stimuli are so fucked up because, look at the age of technology that we're in. Everyone has short attention spans now. The things that they're putting in the foods, the things they're putting in the environments is really disrupting our nervous systems and our responses. And then our nervous systems want so badly to do what they're supposed to do. They want to communicate effectively. Your nervous system has your best interest at heart, but due to internal factors, it's like darn near impossible for it to do its job. And that's why a lot of us are accepting certain things in regards to mental health, or like are quick to how do I want to word this? There are mental disorders, sensory issues, like attention deficit disorders. Like, I don't know how to group all of these things, but all of these things, emotional, sensory, psychological disorders, imbalances, diseases, all of that is a result of their nervous system. And then you have to ask, okay, so why is this communication flawed? I wouldn't even say that it's because the communication is flawed. It's because our external factor is directly impacting our internal factors, which in turn cause us to experience the world in the ways that we do. But we're so out of touch with the internal that we don't really know what to do. One, because you're in the matrix. Really, because you're in the matrix. You're allowing things to happen, or you're just unaware of shit because you're in the matrix. So I'm experiencing this. I see the nervous system, and I see the body for what it is, and I see how important and impactful it is, and how it's a direct reflection of the universe itself. Like, I see the math in the body. I see and hear the languages, the schools of thought. I see and I hear and I feel, I sense. My nervous system is connected to it. Like, my intuition, all of that, like, it's all connected to that. I see the math. I see the formulas. This is wild. Sensing, processing, muttering, sensing. I know that with every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction, but it's so cool that I'm seeing that within the functions and the systems of the body. Like, if it's exo, there's an inter. Well, if there's an exterior, there's an interior. Exo, intro, like inside, outside. This is like really nice. Exo receptor, into receptor. There's that contradiction even within the body, but that contradiction forces communication.